Our mindset. Today it's a day of changing our mindset because we have the gurus here, the technocrats, people who can assist to achieve what we want to achieve in our journey when it comes to agriculture. I can still see some chairs are empty. I can still see some chairs are empty. But obviously, let's hope we are safe here. Let's go the guys to untie the marquee. Tie it nicely. Let's welcome Mr. Jazia. How are we going to welcome Mr. Jazia? Thank you so much, and I hope that the break was really help. It has helped us to refresh ourselves, but also to check around what is going on. So I'm handing over to Mr. Jazia. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Zulu. And I'd like to thank all of you, the farmers who have come to attend this day. As Mr. Zulu has shared, my name is Samson Jazia. I am the agronomist leading towards crop protection. Nizambo Kamba, I think from Chinyanja, Chizungu, whatever, Nizambo Changanya. And hopefully that you understand. But if you don't understand, please just let me know and I can explain it. So anyway, I think you've heard a lot about the different types of seeds that the different companies have. And I think one thing you could have noticed, people are talking about potential yield. I think the numbers that were mentioned in from the last seed presenters, when it comes to maize, I think one of them was 10 tons per hectare. I am sure there's a number of farmers who are doing maize in here. And you know how many tons you have been doing. So is anyone in the audience who has done maize, who can share what they've been getting? Muzotenga mabags yangati per hectare yani nasu kolola. Anyone? Okay, who has done maize? Who has grown maize? Only one person? Everyone? Okay, then anyone, it can be given to anyone. Yes, I see Mr. Mainga has grown maize before. So, in your last harvest, how many bags of maize did you harvest per hectare?
Yeah, so I managed to get about 60 bags.
60 bags.
Only.
Okay. 60 bags translates to how many tons?
3 tons.
3 tons. Okay. So there's 3 tons here. Who else?
Yeah, even me, I got 57.
57. So 57 is even less than 3 tons, eh? Okay. Anyone else? Anyone else? Mnakolola mabagi yangati per hectare?
Monga ilirungu. Last harvest yanga mimi sitting kuna 40 bags.
40 bags per hectare?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so one there, right? Oh, okay. There's another one there. Yes.
35.
35. 35 bags, which is less than 2. 1.5. But my potential anytime there in Mazingati. 10. I think even 12. 12. Do you think that's possible? Yes.
feel it is possible?
I feel it is possible, considering that one, I need to understand my soil. When I understand my soil, then I'll need to also understand what should I feed the plant that I've planted. Say, for instance, when I'm planting, what should I plant my seed with? When it has grown up to a certain level, what else do I need to do? If I continue coming up to when it gives me the call, and I do all that management, I put all the money into it, then I expect to harvest.
Okay, so maybe from there, let's work somehow from what we discussed here. Just keep in mind that guys are now put up using at 10 tons, 12 tons. They are not lying. Like actually, a lot goes through into breeding the right varieties and all that. It's vigorous production and all that stuff. They do actually get those maternities that we've had. And so what you get from a seed, Mungati, Magura seed, whichever variety, what you get is the potential. So when you buy your seed, which has the potential 10 tons, then you have it, it's in your hands. That 10 tons is in your hands. Now it's up to you to make sure that 10 tons comes to fruition. So one of the things that has been, like if you look at other places where there's actually a lot of agriculture production, like tonnages per hectare, for example in the US, taking away the GMO stuff. The thing that is different is that there's actually a lot of crop protection use. Crop protection use is just what it is. Crop protection is you are protecting your crop. I'm sure from here, all of us who are here, at least by this age, we have been to the hospital, isn't it? We've been to the hospital, and when we go to the hospital, we are given medicine, we are better and all that stuff. We take care of our health, but we go to the hospital so that we protect ourselves from diseases or any other ailment. So just like us, crops also need that. I deliberately took maize because maize, I think for a long time, the only thing that people put in maize was you buy seed, you buy fertilizer, you apply the D and then the urea, and then you go home and wait until you harvest. And that's been the day in, day out. So now, if I may ask, doesn't maize get any disease? It does, huh? It does. And of late, I think the 4-MUM has opened up our eyes that even maize has devastating pests. So people are actually now looking out for things like the 4-MUM to control. This time around, I think it's almost a must that when you're buying whatever inputs for your maize, you're also buying something for your 4-MUM. So anyway, so as I think what people have shared here, the potential that you are getting in the seed is let's say 10 tons, and you plant your seed there. There's the number one enemy to your crop, as it is imaging, is usually maus, weeds. I usually say that it's better to have weeds not come out, so that when your seed is coming out, this is in terms of, we are talking leaning towards maize, it's better you don't let the weeds come out, because what you're doing, if you have the weeds there and you've already put your D in the ground, because is it basal dressing? Basal dressing has to be already in your field if once the crop is germinating, so that it finds the food already available. But now if you have weeds which are around there, and if they're even bigger than the maize, they'll be taking up that that basil dressing that you've already applied. Now, if you are looking at the cost of basil, Mr. Zulu, how much is basil? Maize basil.
Which one? There are so many.
Maize basil. Maize basil.
It's 562.
562 for a bag. Oh, that's not. Oh, so maize basil 552. So now mukachita multiply. Let's say minimum ya maize basil yanemwika mumunda about four of them. So we are talking about zingati. Almost 2 plus 2,000 plus. Manje 2,000 plus, because you should keep this in mind that ija fertilizer yanabagula ni ndalama. Those 4 bags yanamwafaka munda ni 2,000 yanamwafaka munda, and you're hoping that ija 2,000 yanamwafaka munda in Bwelisreni whatever money. Manje 2,000 kwacha, and then mambo jesa uzu. Let's say minimum 20%. 20% ya 2,000 is about what? Another 500 kwacha. So what you are doing is that ngamuli mauzu muja munda. What you are doing is that you mupasa 500 kwacha of your hard-earned cash. Mupasa mauzu. Yani simuza gulisa no gulisa. You get the point, huh? So now that's why it is very important when you are planting my crops, make sure you take care of mauzu. If possible, don't allow mauzu kumela. So as ETG tina mankwala osiana siana kamisamu, I think yanezi kamanini, one of the products is glyphosate. Glyphosate is a bend down, nyoshoka mauzu. So what you do is when you plant, immediately you go in na glyphosate, so that ngamwashanga, for those manwachita conservation farming, conservation farming is bacha minimum tillage. So minimum tillage ni shi paja panimshanga paja mauzu ya zamba ya, it will be izanka very green. So what you do mwashanga, and immediate mwashanga notila mwankwala glyphosate. So vanivizambo chitike zati mauzu yevi ya kufa, but milisi ya miku equal. It's the same na soya, same. So you can do the glyphosate minimum tillage. But of course, we are conventional tillage. We are starting in a clean field. So in a clean field, vanillofuna is only your crop should be coming out. So you mubwela manje mankwala ya neza chingiliza tujatu mauzu no situmele, only your crop should come out. So as ETG you also have mankwala for monga milicity na fighter. You can use it early. First of all, pre-emergence. Muri clean mwatiramu ishtu mauzu stuza mele. But inga tukulu kwa tumauzu still is ashoka tujatu mauzu, and then you'll be having a clean field. So why mfuna mfiteso is because you have uja fertilizer ni mwafaka uja should go crop yarn. Crop yarn should eat up that fertilizer. Otherwise, if it doesn't go to your crop, then the rest of your money end up with kumauzu. And that's where the crop protection comes in. Pale paja chetu poyamba paja. We have to make sure that mauzu mulide. But of course, and one natural share earlier on, we to do crops yatu. This time around, there's what you call it, 4 annual. And if you don't know, 4 annual is actually the favorite food for 4 annual is maize. But if you don't have maize, it will go to the next thing. It might be soya, even wheat. It's actually found in there. So 4 annual is in both crop soya and maize. So you have to protect your crop from indoor, because your plant young, the food generated leaves. And if you look at what the fungus is attacking my leaves. So my leaves yachepa, meaning that na yield food each year. So what you want is to keep that potential jamini jawakamba jati 10 tons, to keep it alive. Nashanga 1 hectare, it should be 10 tons, so that you don't subtract. If you subtract while your crop is still young, then you are keeping that potential in your crop. And then there's also, when mongam midis, there's a certain period of time when Pampane made a midis paja, like about the first 21 days. Yeah, first 21 days, making sure that you are protecting it from mawidzi, vidoyo, and vakudia vokwan. Those first 21 days. Reason being is that by the 21st day, 21 days, whatever you have done before that, your crop, your midis will decide whether it's 5 tons, 2 tons, or whatever. But an irreversible yield loss, so you have to make sure very early, you come in very early to give your fertilizer, whatever fertilizer, but of course you protect that fertilizer from being taken up by weeds, that very early stage, so that it continues having that potential until yapoyamera. So of course, so we have the insecticide here, soya and maize, which is my cornworm and these other worms. Soya. But then again, as I said, it's not only to do it and to pesca crops and come by. If you look at last year, especially last year, in maize, there's a matenda called northern corn leaf blight, and it was quite devastating, especially northern province going up. So, as I shared again, my leaves are chakut, and if you are not stitched to protect your leaves, it won't be. So if my leaves are basically palifa palimatenda vakuja panepanga mwijalifi just link halavokwa na kuti the add-on kuli just got 10 tons. So that's why we also advise that because using a fungicide ma crops here. And just as an example, last year in America, there's my trials in one of these my big farms, like where there's compare kutila a fungicide in soya, just one fungicide spray. One fungicide spray much once na fungicide. The difference in yield was fungicide 20% higher yield compared to municipal fungicide. The only difference was the fungicide, not fertilizer program from down up to whatever. Everything was the same. The only difference is fungicide, where there was where they spread the fungicide 20%. So imagine if you are getting someone was telling it's a company 3 tons, right? So 20% of 3 tons is what? 20% of 3 tons. Huh? 600, huh? Yeah. So 600 kg is it's a lot. It's a lot actually. And then not only that, one spray of fungicide, quality green yakaina, it was way better than what was obtained with Japanese fanatine. So even my crops are especially my food crops like maize and soya, different that can be nice at my fungicides, because even those vimadwara visual. You find that it's easy for people who are doing tomato, cabbage, kutiramo fungicide or insecticide, because the maloses yamaoneka, it's very easy kuyaona. Because if you're talking about cabbage, tikudya leaves pamene pija, so nganvodwala nishisuza bit. But if you talk about maize, just because niko yaneti bwera kuchita harvest after 3 months, no, we shouldn't apply my fungicide. But if you do that, nishimanjo mta protect ya mene ija potential janima kamba ija zingati kani 10 tons or 12 tons. So just a single spray can actually improve my yields. Yeah, whether it's maize or soya, just a single spray will help you improve your yields. Though it's advised to spray maybe even at least twice. So of the different fungicides we have the top what's that? Top star.